Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Uptown Lounge.
All right.
The Heartland Song Network Artist of the Month Happy Hour featuring Mr. Cory Jackson.
All right, Cory.
Yay. We're so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate this.
So we're just gonna talk a little bit and tell us. So you're originally from Jonesboro, Arkansas, is that right?
I am, yes. Originally from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Grew up there. So this is my wife and I's first big move.
Okay.
So it's been a whirlwind over the past 4 months. We've been here 4 months now.
And what
We're
brought you to
settling.
Kansas City?
So my wife's job, she is a surgical resident. And so this is where she got placed for her residency, and it's 5 years. So we're here at least 5 years.
Well,
maybe
there you
longer.
go.
I don't know.
All
We'll see.
right.
So get ready to see him all around Kansas City.
That's right.
Because he's amazing. Just you'll hear later.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about, I was reading your story and I love that your grandpa gave you your first guitar. And so were you interested in music before then, or do you think that sort of kicked you off a little bit?
So I had some interest before then, but I just never took kind of the leap. When I remember being in 4th grade, and when you went into 5th grade, you could go into band. And so I was growing up, we went to Branson, Missouri all the time, which I saw a billboard on the way here for Branson, so shout out to Branson, Silver Dollar City, I guess. But I watched the Haygoods, and I loved the Haygoods. They did all these different stunts, and there was a guy that played the saxophone. And so I got interested in the saxophone, but my friends were playing sports, and I was like, I want to play sports, and so I ended up not doing that, and I wish I would have.
But now you play the guitar.
But now I'm playing the guitar. Well,
You know what
thank
I'm
you.
saying?
But yeah, it was my grandpa that really kind of reeled me back into music, and it truly has become my passion. I remember when I picked it up for the first time, I just couldn't put it down. So
Now, did you teach yourself, or did you take lessons, or how?
I did a lot of YouTube lessons, and I've had actually some really great teachers over the years. But starting out, I just kind of watched YouTube. But I got into classical guitar when I was in college, and had an amazing teacher, Tim Christ, and he hooked me up with a vocal coach, Mr. Matt Carey at Arkansas State University.
Okay.
And so I just kind of fell into that, doing classical vocal stuff and all that when I was in college, and still doing country music because that was where my passion was. But so
Did
that's
you
where
grow up listening to, was that on the radio, or those classic country songs?
Yeah.
or-
So my grandpa, he loved Johnny Cash, and he loved Elvis Presley. So there was a lot of that.
So you can hear a little bit of that in your vocal,
Oh, yeah.
which you'll see later on at his performance.
But there was a lot of classic country music. Now, my mom, I felt like she opened the door to a lot of the different music genres for
Okay.
me. So she loved REO Speedwagon, Def Leppard, just a bunch of the classic rock. And but I fell back in love with country music, which that was kind of my teenage years. I was going through, classic rock, Aerosmith,
Right.
all that. Yeah, that's right. And
We all kind of did that. I don't know about you, but I think as an artist, it's kind of almost important to have a very broad sort of growth experience, because then you can kind of come back to where your heart and your passion. But you can always.
I agree with that,
Yeah.
because there's so much in each genre that you can learn from, and to me, each genre has let me try to find the right words here, but they're so unique, and there's something so beautiful with each genre that makes you just want to tune
the
in.
heartbreak of blues tied
Yeah,
into the
exactly.
soulfulness of soul,
Right,
and I
yeah.
get it.
So, yeah, each genre is just, it's unique in itself and worth listening to.
So what would you say inspires you as a songwriter?
As a songwriter, I feel like I get a lot of inspiration just from daily life. I feel like I do a lot of my writing right now on the road because I'm traveling so much. That's where I start kind of getting ideas, and but that's kind of where I get a lot of this driving right now.
So you had an experience on The Voice. Can
Yes.
you tell us a little bit about how that came to fruition?
Yeah, I would love to. So my family, they knew that The Voice was coming to Nashville, and when I was living in Jonesboro, Nashville is only like 4 hours, so it's not far. And my family was like, Cory, just go try out. Well, years prior, I had done some American Idol stuff, but never made it on the show. I was like, no, it's a long process, and there's a lot of auditions that you have to go through. And I was like, I just don't know. And they're like, oh, come on, we'll take you. Come on, just go try it. So I went, and it was in Nashville, February of 2019, and didn't really think about me having to stand outside in the freezing cold, and I wore something like this with a very little jacket, and I stood outside for about 3 hours, I think, before I made it inside.
And that was just to get inside.
That was just to get inside, where it's like cattle call. There's a ton of people, and they're kind of shuffling you through. And so I started there. There was about 10 people total in the room that I was in, and you went up to like this little green X that was on the floor, and they called you up one at a time. And I remember the guy, he asked me, he's like, hey, Cory, do you have another song for us? And I was like, oh, was my first song not very good? Because everybody was just nailing it that was in there. And long story short, I did a few more songs because he kept asking. And by the end of it, he was like, okay, thanks everybody for coming. You all may leave except for Cory. And so then that kind of led to, I ended up having to stay the night in Nashville to go to another audition the next day, which was in front of more executive producers. And then I made it through that, which led it right to an interview. So they have a person over to the side, or they had a person over to the side, and then they had a camera right here, and they're asking you questions. A little intimidating. But then they were like, okay, well, we'll let you know in a few months if you make it any further. And
months.
Yeah, so I ended up getting a call back, got to go to LA and do some more audition. It was another audition process. And they're like, okay, we'll let you know in about a month and a half. If we call you back, you'll come out here for a month. It's like, okay.
Well, it's good to get this perspective, because a lot of people think you audition and then you write on the show. But and I think a lot of younger artists coming up today are so used to the instant gratification. So it's just really good to kind of like hear that perspective, that even with something like this, with a show, a competition, you know, there's a lot of work that still has to go into it. Right.
There is, and I always recommend, not to get too far off track here, but anybody that is interested in going to try out, to go do it, because there's something in everything. In every process, you can learn something.
Well, I was going to ask, what would you say your takeaway from that process is?
My big takeaway, so I had just she was an amazing vocal coach. This was before I made it on the show, so like the first month that I was out there, for the whole month, they had like 5 different vocal coaches on staff, and I got placed with one, and her name was Bird. Well, she had worked alongside a vocal coach that I worked with in Memphis, and so that connection was kind of cool. She was tough. I mean, like, if you didn't do it right, you were in trouble. But needless to say, like, she really taught me a lot through that process, and so I'm very thankful for that.
So here we are now. Tell us what you've been up to.
So I just released a new single this month, so being Artist of the Month this month, and with a new single coming out.
That's pretty cool.
That is awesome. And big thank you to Heartland Song Network for this opportunity. It really means a lot, y'all. I have a band back in Arkansas. We're playing this weekend. We got 2 shows this weekend, one the next weekend. And I'm trying to just get around town, play as many places as I can, and I've been very fortunate to only be here 4 months and have quite a few people that have not only had me, but are inviting me back. So that means a lot.
And what advice would you give to a young person, or even an older person who wants to get into, singer-songwriter, or just, becoming an artist or following their passion or anything like that?
Something that I have kind of come to realize over the past few years is the artistry is such a roller coaster ride. It has super high highs and it has super low lows. So you got to have a foundation. And, for me, it's my faith, it's my wife, it's our family. And if it wasn't for them, I don't know if you really could do this, because it is such a roller coaster ride. And the highs feel great, but the lows, they're rough.
Yeah.
So having that foundation and knowing who you truly are, I think that's where you got to start.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. So tell the people, where can they find your music? Where can they follow you and kind of see where you're playing at, especially around Kansas City, and so we can come out and support?
So you can find all of my information at CoryJacksonMusic.com. That's CORY, CoryJacksonMusic.com. I'm on TikTok. I'm trying to do the TikTok thing.
I know, right? I love how some people say the TikTok.
I'm trying to do.
We're all trying to do the TikTok.
So I'm on there. Facebook, Instagram at Cory Jackson Music. I got a new video coming out in about 2 weeks for my new single that's out.
And what's that called?
When the Needle Drops. You might hear it tonight.
Yeah. Tell us the story behind that real quick.
Yeah, so this song, I had actually had the title of this song in one of my notebooks for a while. And I had pitched it around from different writer rounds that I had been in. And one night I sat down with my producer, John Conley. It was during COVID. And we were doing a FaceTime ride. And we were shooting around ideas, and he's like, well, Cory, do you have anything? And I was like, well, I have this title. There's something here. I was like, but I've been kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with it. I was like, what do you think about it? He sat there and thought for a minute. I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't like it. I shouldn't say it. I always go to the negative. But he come back, he's like, man, I really like this. There's something here. And I was like, well, I've been wanting to write a more traditional country song. He's like, well, let's not try to put it down a path just yet. He's like, let's see what we can do with it. And well, it ended up being a traditional country song. But it just kind of ran from there. I mean, he started coming up with this vision of the bar and this person that not really goes to just have a drink, but to listen to the music, because music is what brings back our memories, and just brings us together. So that's where it comes from.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Cory Jackson.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for supporting Heartland Song Network. Stay tuned to all of the things we have coming up in November, and I'm going to turn the stage over to you.
Awesome. Thank
Cory
you.
Jackson.
Don't have to be from the sticks to love listening to Travis Tritt. We work hard all week long. Friday rolls round and man, it's on. It's a simple way of life, only way to be. Living below the radar, keeping it low key, kicking it way back. All we ever need. Put some country in your country. Put some pride in your stride. Put some screw in those boots. Y'all come on inside. Tonight let's all agree to light up the night like a Christmas tree. Grab a cold one, throw one to me. Put some country in your country, yeah. Don't have to live on a farm to slip on a little southern charm. It's tossing away to all I see while driving my Ford down Main Street. It's a simple way of life, only way to be. Living below the radar, keeping it low key, kicking it way back. All we ever need. Put some country in your country. Put some pride in your stride. Put some screw in those boots. Y'all come on inside. Tonight Put some country in your country. Yeah, it's God fearing, skinny dipping, home team cheering, and sweet tea sipping. Put some country in your country, put some pride in your stride, put some scoot in those boots. Y'all come on inside. Tonight let's all agree to light up the night like a Christmas tree. Grab a cold one and throw on to me. Put some country in your country. Grab a cold one and throw on to me. Put some country in your country, yeah.
I appreciate that very much. The next song this evening I thought that I would do for you is one that means a lot to me. And I wrote this song on my way home from The Voice back in 2019. And I started writing it for my wife. So another story here, my wife and I we got married during my time on The Voice. So the month I was gone, I came back on like a Tuesday, but that Monday I got on Team Blake, and then that Saturday I got married. So it was very stressful because I had been gone the whole month, and we had like this huge thing made up, like, well, if he can't make it back for the rehearsal dinner, what are we going to tell the family, because nobody knew what was going on. So it was very stressful, but on my way home I started writing this song, and it's called Your Love, and it ended up getting in the top 5 for Song of the Year back in Arkansas for the Country Music Awards, and so that meant a lot, and for Song of the Year, and so I hope y'all enjoy here this evening.
As I search through the dark just to feel your skin, with a need so strong that I have to pull you in. After a real hard week, it's your soft touch that calls out to me, and I can't get enough of your love. It helps keep me grounded, it pulls me from the deep when I'm drowning. Your love found something in me no one else could ever see, and I thank God for bringing you to me with your love. As the morning sun shines through your hair, I let you sleep and I can't help but stare. I grab my coffee and keys and I hit the road. I already can't wait till I get back home to your love. It helps keep me grounded, it pulls me from the deep when I'm drowning. Your love found something in me no one else could ever see, and I thank God for bringing you to me with your love. Your love, it helps keep me grounded and pulls me from the deep when I'm drowning. Your love found something in me no one else could ever see,
on time. We good?
You're great.
You got
Great.
all night.
You go
All
for
night. I
it.
got all night.
Do your thing. Absolutely.
Anybody like the summertime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The summertime.
Love the summer. Anybody like the beach?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I always like to do this at my shows. Can I get a yeehaw?
Yeah.
There we go. So this is one I wrote. Oh my goodness, it's probably been 2013, 14, somewhere in there. It's called Sun-Kissed Lips, and a little backstory on this song. I wrote this song. My wife and I had been dating for about 2 years, and I went on vacation with their family. And I had a buddy back home, and when we were on vacation, he messaged me. He's like, "Cory, I know you got this new song out." He's like, "There's a thing called Snag a Job that is doing a contest where if you submit a music video for a song, you could open up for Brett Eldridge." And Brett Eldridge was just huge at the time. And so I went home, and I didn't have a budget for a music video, so I was like, well, I have an iPad and iMovie, so I'll shoot a very basic video for the song. Well, the video ended up making the top 5 of the contest, which was kind of wild because all the videos were very, very nice. But I guess they like the cheesiness of it, I don't know. So if you need a good laugh tonight, go check out this video. It's called Sun-Kissed Lips.
Got the top off, let's hop in. No need to let this day be wasted again. Got a brunette, nothing but blue skies, and all the warmth from that old sunshine. I'm looking for a real feeling good time. You wanna write your hands in the sky. The radio's cranked up to 10, easing down the coast, the waves crashing in. Looking back at me with those black Ray-Bans, she cracks me a smile with those sun-kissed lips. Girl, the open road is calling our name. If you tag along, we can stick it on a 2-lane. So prop your feet up and let your head down, and let your worries be washed away as the tide rolls out. I'm looking for a real feeling good time. You wanna write your hands in the sky. The radio's cranked up to 10, easing down the coast, the waves crashing in. Looking back at me with those black Ray-Bans, she cracks me a smile with those sun-kissed lips. As the sky turns red, we'll park it in the sand. I'll hide away your sun-kissed lips until the sun comes again. We'll take another spin. A real feeling good time. You wanna write your hands in the sky. The radio's cranked up to 10, easing down the coast, the waves crashing in. Looking back at me with those black Ray-Bans, she cracks me a smile with those sun-kissed lips. Whoa, those sun-kissed lips, those sun-kissed lips.
Thank you. Cheers. 2 more or 1 more?
As many as you like.
As many?
Two's
Oh,
great.
I'll keep
Two's
going.
great.
Okay, I'll do a few more then. So I had one in mind. I haven't done this one in a little while, but I wrote this one back in 2016, 17, and it's called Row by Row, and I wanted to write a song about the life that I kind of grew up living, and so it's about farming, and it's got a story with it, but I'll let it tell the story for you. But here is Row by Row.
He wakes up at the crack of dawn and kisses her cheek. Throws his old Levi's on, puts his boots on his feet, makes a pot of coffee right before he leaves. He sends up a prayer asking for a good year. Climbs on the tractor with his blood, sweat, and tears poured into the ground as he makes another round. Row by row, he plants the field, kicking dust up on his heels. Row by row, he finds a way to make ends meet every day. Row by row. When the wells run dry from the summer heat, he stays up all night, doesn't want to repeat last year's drought. Time and money's running out. Row by row, he plants the field, kicking dust up on his heels. Row by row, he finds a way to make ends meet every day. Row by row by row, harvest time is here. Time to end another year. And oh, he knows his work is never done, so he passes it on to his son. Row by row, he'll plant the field. Row by row, he'll understand the work his dad put in this land. Row by row. Row by
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What's that? Thank you very much. So all these that I'm playing, y'all can find on all streaming platforms. Thank you all for your encouragement. I really appreciate that. Well, I'll end our time here this evening with my new single that I talked about just a little bit ago. Eboni, Danielle, thank y'all so much for having me. Heartland Song Network, it's been a pleasure being Artist of the Month this month. Thank you for letting me overtake Instagram the other day. But here's my new single. I'm planning to release the music video 2 weeks from today, so stay tuned for that. Here is When the Needle Drops.
There's a neon light that shines for me, calls me in and I begin my therapy. My counselor pours me a drink, gives me a smile, and for a while I don't have to think. But if you're thinking beer is the only reason why I'm here, when the needle drops I can clearly see the bridge to where we were and what used to be. It heals my heart when the steel guitar cries with me. Somehow it helps a lot when the needle drops. I wish I could say that I come once a week, but I'd be lying, 'cause every day at 5 I find my seat. There ain't much proof of progress made unless you're keeping record of all the records that I've played. My fantasy is what keeps my sanity. When the needle drops I can clearly see the bridge to where we were and what used to be. It heals my heart when the steel guitar cries with me. Somehow it helps a lot when the needle drops. When the needle drops I can clearly see the bridge to where we were and what used to be. It heals my heart when the steel guitar cries with me. Somehow it helps a lot when the needle drops. It always helps a lot when the needle drops.
Thank you so much.